her car anywhere.
Yeah, HQ, he even said it. There was soft hat running around where she didn't follow or ask Marcus who did it and did the same thing they did to me. But no, they left it alone, right? So that's what I'm saying. You guys should have your eyes on everybody, not just soft hat.
Well, sir, we do have our eyes on everyone. Like I said, this is an RP game. RP being role play, and us as the generals, it may not look to you guys that we have our eyes on everyone, but trust me, we're like hawks when it comes to our soldiers. We see every little thing that happens, and even though we don't happen to bring it up in front of everyone, like what happened in debrief, they are spoken to, rather it be one on one or just a text on Discord. I would just like you to know that you weren't just being singled out for your actions. Anyone that does that is spoken to at some point, one way or another.
Hi, Ma'am Taylor. Hi, Sir George.
Good afternoon, you two. Or good evening to you, George. Good afternoon to you, Taylor.
So obviously you can see I did bring Taylor and Jord up to speed about everything that expired earlier on and during the last debrief. They are aware of everything. Taylor, would you like to go or would Jord like to go? Whoa, what? Do y'all see that up in the sky? Yeah, that's one of our soldiers. No, it's not. Never mind. Never mind. I was talking about somebody else. Never mind. Sorry, I'm like trying to do Discord. I'm also trying to be in game. I'm sorry. But Taylor, do you got something you need to say? I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, 2 seconds. Just leaving the room. I'm back. Hello, Theodore. Sir. Theodore.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir. Do you know the reason why we brought you in today?
I think I actually requested this meeting.
Yeah. What's the request on the meeting, Theodore, sir?
Yes, I think you guys is managing the army pretty well. I got no concerns or anything. The only thing that's worrying me is the way Batty's speaking to everybody. The way she's planning things with a nasty attitude. That's not the right way to go through things. Like I was telling the other generals earlier, I have my wife and my daughter next to me, and the way she spoke to me, even my wife looked at me like, "What's going on? Who's that speaking to you like that?" And I'm sorry, sir. I'm not 15 or 18. I'm 30 years old with kids. I'm not gonna allow nobody speak to me like if I'm dumb. I'm not saying she don't manage the game the right way. I'm not saying she's not doing her job. All I'm saying is she needs to lower the tone that she's speaking to people. The way she talks to people is the way she speaks to her kids. And I don't think nobody hears her kids.
Yeah, I got that. Can you like elaborate on the way she's speaking to people? I understand, like you said that the way she's speaking to soldiers is if she was speaking to her children.
Hold on, I
Can
got
you
my
give
wife
some
here
sort of
next to
scenario?
me. Hold on. I got my wife here next to me. What she said to me, babe? What was it that she was
It's not it's the aggression in the way she speaks. It was even before he did anything with regarding the soft hat or anything like that. She already had an aggressive voice towards him for no reason and was talking with an attitude.
You hear that? My wife being here sitting playing the game with me. So
I would, if you don't mind, guys, I'd like to chime in. It's not that she has an attitude towards you, sir, or has any sort of hatred towards you. Like I said earlier, it's the fact that we all, like you said, you are 30 with kids. Obviously, we are all adults here. We should all know how to follow directions and take order. Um, Obviously, in your interview, we asked you about chain of command and if you were willing to follow it, and you said yes. So, us telling you like a certain area to be, if you wander away from that, that is considered insubordination. So, I would just like you to know it's not her trying to take her aggression out on you or have any hatred towards you. It's just her using her rank, addressing it through chain of command, sir.
yeah, sir, but we're talking about even before I did what I did. She had an aggressive attitude. That's what we're talking about for no reason. And I understand, but I only got 2 days in the army. I will understand if I had a week, 2 weeks, or a month with you guys. But 2 days, it looked like you're trying to make an example out of me. It's my second day. I don't even got 2 days.
Go ahead. Go ahead, sir. You're free to speak, Quincy, sir.
And RP's logged out. Or lag. I feel like I can't be that much help because I don't know what's kind of going on, to be honest.
To be fair, George, I got on halfway through debrief, so I only got the gist of that, like what I saw. But basically, I guess during the raid, he was stationed in mid.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry about
No worries, sir. Were you trying to
that.
say something before you lagged out?
Yeah, I heard her. I think she was telling me how that wasn't the right move. But all I'm saying is that happened the first raid and nothing was getting done about it. We went into HQ, nobody brought nothing up. So I just had to bring it up. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. That won't happen again. Yes, ma'am. And all I was trying to tell Batty is when I told her that I could record everything, and it's because I had a couple of problems with generals before and even the chief of PD. So I had to call, submit green tickets, and I already know how that works. So she do her job really good. Like I don't got no complaints against that. It's just the way she speaks sometimes. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, all you guys is good with me. I follow the rules I gotta follow, and I go wherever you guys gotta send me.
I can imagine that she probably never meant to speak the way that you think, that she's probably spoken with that type of tone and that. I believe Buddy just says it as a joke and as a mess around and stuff. And to me, I wouldn't really take it to heart or anything. I understand that sometimes it could be different with other soldiers and stuff like that. But yeah, she means no harm or anything like that. So, and I mean, she is a really good damn woman as well. Keeps the base knitted together, as we all do, as much as we possibly can. There might be times throughout the day that can be a little bit stressful or whatnot. But yeah, I believe that she probably never meant to speak with a tone that you think that she's meant to, if you know what I mean. So.
Nah, we're good, sir. We all good. I just was trying to clear that up and make sure we was on the same page. Like I follow all the rules I have to follow. I got no complaints with that. She's good with me, and it was just that.
Yeah, if I can jump in real quick. My biggest concern is the fact that one, you pretty much threatened me in front of all of the soldiers, which, like Taylor said, was really not appropriate. That definitely could have been inside of an RT discussion. So obviously, I'm going to be a little standoffish to that. Also, the fact that I did explain before raid that soft hat should not be going into AP. And every single time I go into AP, I say do not shoot. I'm going into AP. I say it over and over again on the walkie to make sure that everybody understands. And I ended up having you inside of AP kill me. I ended up having right before that somebody that was on top of the crates in AP pack shoot at me. That was also a soft hat that shouldn't have been there. So it's just a matter of the fact that when we tell you or ask you to do something, it does not mean, oh, yeah, maybe I should do it. Oh, I'll do it later or I'll do it next time. No, it means you have to do it. Like we say, it is chain of command. If a general asks you to do something, or if a raid lead places you somewhere, that is where you stay. No matter what, no ands, ifs, or buts about it. If they need backup, they will call hard hats and hard hats and generals. But at the end of the day, raid lead, when we are doing raid, that is where they place you. They are in charge of the whole raid. So technically, if we want to get technical, yes, they can also place us gens. Instead, they let us just float and do our thing, But they could tell us, oh yeah, no, you go on RT, you go Southgate, and they are the lead of that raid. That is their responsibility. That is their job. They lead over everybody during raid. So when a hard hat asks you to go somewhere, that is where you go. So for next time, if you are placed somewhere, do not stray from that area. Stay in that area, whether that be mid, whether that be Westgate, whether that be HQ. Stay in that area. I will be making it known to everybody also in Discord that soft hats are no longer, even scarves are no longer to go inside of or at AP wall and AP pack, only because of the simple fact that you guys are not knowing who is who. You guys aren't really familiarized with the suits. So it's just more of you guys aren't familiarized with everything and also the rules that go on inside of AP as well, because we do have rules inside of AP for the generals and the hard hats that do go in there. We do have specific rules just for them. So just make sure that you are not going in there, because that could also lead to a rep And honestly, like, we don't like to give anybody reps. We don't like to give everybody laps. But at the end of the day, when there is people that are not going to follow chain of command, who are not going to listen, who are continuously not listening, punishments will be given. And it's not that I'm treating anybody like a child, it's that you don't want to listen. I will have to raise my voice because obviously that's the only way that some of you guys do listen, is because I try to be nice. I try to tell you to go back. I try to do this. And if you're not going to listen to me being nice, then yeah, like Taylor says, I do got to bring out my mama bear voice. And my mama bear voice ain't fun. It's not fun for anybody. Like, for me, I try to make these fun events. I try to do everything fun with the soldiers. But at the end of the day, if you're not going to be respectful towards me or any of the soldiers, then in my opinion, nobody should deserve fun. We should all just go to gates and you guys can just sit at gates all day. Like, I don't want to do that. I know other soldiers don't want to do that. But it's just a matter of, if you're not going to show that respect and you're going to blatantly ignore me or blatantly disrespect
Okay, so
any
what
of
if instead of
the
Oceans
gens,
being like
then yeah,
this,
that's what's gonna happen. I mean, Taylor said it, George said it before, like, I've said it before. Like, it's just a matter of, like, if we don't see that respect, like, we're not gonna be doing fun things around the base. Like, plain and simple as that. I see you have your hand up. Go ahead.
That's the only thing with you about it. You take like fucking 5 minutes explaining one thing that you could explain in a minute. That's the only thing, but you're good. First of all, I'm never threatening you. I'm just telling you how it is. Real life, everybody got a cell phone, they recording you. Real life. In this game, everybody got a phone on recording and they recording you just for anything you do. So that's not a threat. That's how this game is. Everybody's recording. They got a body cam on. So if you want to take us a threat, that's on you. I'm just letting you know that I know how the game moves, and I know you're not supposed to be racist or speak to nobody in any type of harmless way to make me feel any type of way, make me feel down or bring me down in any type of way, because I could report you and submit a green ticket on that. That's all I'm saying. And other than that, I'm good. I ain't got no problem with you. It's just the way you speak to people sometimes is crazy. But that's it.
So I just want to jump in on that one though. How you opened your conversation there was quite rude and disrespectful. My knowledge and my experience, I would class that as Army 1, disrespectful towards colleagues. Yeah, I wasn't happy with the way that you've just opened that conversation there.
Sir, she said I'm threatening her. And that's not
Yeah.
right.
Whether you saying that she's threatened you or not, the way you opened that conversation, basically saying, "Oh, and this is what about you," basically, cut long story short, like you rabble on, and you're swearing as well. That's how you more or less stated it. Plus, when a higher up is speaking to you, so whether we might want to stand here and speak to you for 5-10 minutes or whatnot, we have a duty of care to obviously to stand here and to obviously address the soldier. But yeah, was not happy the way you opened that conversation there, to be honest. Like,
I'd also like to add in real quick, Quincy, because I've heard you state it multiple times. Could you explain how Miss Batty was speaking to you racistly? I've heard you say the word racist multiple times.
I have my wife telling you already how she spoke to me.
No, I
You want
understand.
me to put my wife again? I'll put my wife again, babe. Can you tell them again how she spoke to me?
Sir, actually, you cannot be doing that, as the character that you are playing on. It does only have to be you. You cannot have anybody else that is on that character. That is only you and you only. Obviously, we've heard you talk, and we've heard your wife talk. You are not allowed to have another person on that character. Like, that is metagaming, sir.
Could you
That's
explain?
understandable. It's just
you-
the way all right, she was speaking to me nasty. Even before that, like I said, she speaks to people like they dumb. Sometimes explaining things, you don't need to do all that running around. You could put two and two together, you know, sir? You don't have to do all that running around. Look how George right there just came to me and said, "Sir, I think that wasn't the right way for you to comment." But he didn't go around 10 minutes talking about how that wasn't the right way of starting a conversation. Let's get to the bottom point of this. It's either 2-2 or 3-3. It's not no fucking 10-10. Let's do it right. Let's get to the bottom of it.
Sir, I'm gonna cut you off real quick. I'm gonna step in right now. Please stop with your foul language. Like I told you when you first got here, we appreciate you coming in here to speak with us. We don't appreciate how you're raising your voice and swearing at us, sir. So if you could just keep this professional, I would appreciate that. Back to the other point, you said that she spoke racistly. Could you explain to me how?
I'm sorry, sir, for cutting you off. I'm sorry about that. I never said she spoke racistly. I just said that I have gotten generals, PD chief out of their job for being racist or speaking a certain way, submitting a green ticket and having a body recorder of that person doing their job and doing a wrongful thing. That's what I said, sir. I never said Batty was being racist. I said the way she was speaking, nasty. Everybody knows. You could go ask the soldiers how she speak to people sometimes. I'm not the only one. Everybody knows.
I understand what you're saying, sir.
Is
I will-
I'm sorry, is the aggression of her tone, the way she say things.
I understand where you're coming from with that, sir. Again, I would like to state here that we all are adults. IRL, I own a company. So if I were to tell one of my people to do something and they don't listen, clearly I'm going to come at them with a louder tone of voice, and it may come off aggressive to some. Personally, I can't speak for the rest of the generals in this room. But if you were to take the time to get to know Miss Batty, personally, I feel like you would find a certain love for her as a friend. Clearly, she does do her best to keep this base going, as Jord has stated before. She is on here the most out of all of us. And like for you, sir, you're just a soldier. You're only required 2 hours a day. The DFGs and the FGs have to put in about 30 hours a week on game that is required. So if you could just take that into consideration and think about the stress that is on their backs as well. Sometimes they don't mean to come off as that. Clearly, we all have IRL problems, and then as well as on here having to put in 30 hours a week. If you can understand, that's pretty much another full time job. So they don't mean to come off that way. It's just sometimes we all have built up tension and it just happens to slip out. So if you could just take that into consideration, sir, and like I said, take the time to get to know Miss Batty, I'm sure that you would start to look at her as a friend and have a certain love for her for what she does for this base and this army.
10-4, 10-4, sir. And sorry, Batty, if I did anything wrong to you. It's just the way you speaking to me, even before the situation got out of hand. But other than that, we're good. Sorry if I came out any type of way to any of you guys. And you guys have a great day. And sorry about everything.
Go ahead.
Yes, that won't happen again. And Batty, I didn't mean to threaten you. I'm sorry if it came out that way. I didn't mean to. But we're good on my part.
I'd also like to add in Quincy. man to man if you ever need to talk, even if it's not about in game. If it's something IRL, NRP, whatever, and you see that I'm online, go ahead and just call me over the walkie, and I'm more than happy to step off to the side and have a one-on-one with you, sir.
Yes, sir. I listen to you. I see you got your own company. I got my own things going on. So me and you will have a conversation. We'll sit down one day and talk. I appreciate
I appreciate that, sir. Obviously, this is just a game in the long run, but like I said before, all of us do have IRL stuff, and I understand it can get hard sometimes and stressful. So, yeah, if you ever just need to talk one-on-one, just know that I'm free.
10-4, I appreciate it. And all you guys, I'm here. I'm all ears. And like I said, I'm not just looking to get ranked up. Y'all could leave me in match however long y'all want. I don't care about none of that. That was my first time actually moving, and that they sent me to Westgate sandbags. And then I climbed on top of the wall and I moved to AP. But I didn't know about it. Now that I know, I'm more clear about it. That won't happen again. I'm sorry for all the situation I created. Next time I'll speak to any of you guys.
Yeah. No, we understand and we respect that, sir. It's like anything. Sometimes we wish we could literally take everything we know from our brain and just download it to your brain as quick as it could be, of like a click of a finger. Sometimes there's a lot of information to give to someone, especially as a new recruit. So that's why I always say, it doesn't matter if you're a scarf soft hat to a new recruit. To me, you're still in the training process, and even that goes with hard hats as well. But with hard hats and soft hats, add more class. The hard hats is more experience. Now, NRP, I understand people might come from different servers and there might be a soft hat, but obviously they cannot bring that knowledge into the server because it'd be classed as metagaming. Don't get me wrong, we can listen to feedback and so on and so on. But when it comes to soft hats, we class them as they're still in the training process. So we understand, obviously, you probably might not know everything. And hey, me as a DFG, there's some stuff that I need to brush up on, or there might be some stuff that I might not even know. As we all know, IRL and RP, every day is a new learning day, you know what I mean? But just classes is a bit of like teaching. So just for future references, obviously when there's a raid going on and you're being put in that position, you do not leave that position. And basically that is an order. And the reasons why is because, say, for instance, if there's only, say, 2 people in that position, say me and you in that position, I die and you go wandering off to a different position, then the position that me and you were being stood at could get like outnumbered, you know what I mean? And they could all flood in through that way. So that's why we always kind of leave it to the generals to float between different positions so we can kind of like back up the positions that are needed, you know what I mean? So don't get me wrong, I understand that obviously you're kind of new. And we're here to help you and we're here to support you. You know what I mean? We ain't here to knock you down. We're here to build you up and hopefully go a long way, you know what I mean, within the future. And the career of obviously Fortuna Army. So yeah, just for future references, if anyone puts you in a position, especially when they're leading the raid, then obviously you got to listen to them. And as someone stated as well, whoever's leading the raid, they can even position us, you know what I mean? So don't get me wrong. Say, for instance, Freddie, he's a hard hat. He's the one who's leading the raid. Freddie tells me to go on a Southgate, but I'm no good on Southgate. Don't get me wrong. I have to listen to Freddie, even though that I outrank him. But I can also advise Freddie and say, hey, I'm not the best at tasering, or I'm more better on AP, and it's down to Freddie to reposition me. But if he still goes ahead and wants me on Southgate, then unfortunately I have to listen to him, believe it or not. And that's even as a DFG, you know what I mean? So whoever's leading that raid is literally leading the raid. They position everyone, they oversee the full raid, and hopefully it's a win to the end of it. Yeah, Canuck.
Yeah, I just want to say, Quincy, if you need any help or you want to talk or you have any questions about the raid, that is part of my unit as well. So you can talk to me about your position as well for the raid, and we could talk if you need it, sure.
10-4, 10-4. I appreciate all your help. Like I said, I really listen really good. I follow rules. It was just something that I don't know how that happened to me. And Batty even she gave me my 2 ranks. So it's not like I got any problems, and I know she don't hold nothing against me. It just felt like that in the first raid this morning. But other than that, everything is good. I got no problems. I like being in the army so far, and you guys been helping me a lot. So I appreciate all you guys do. Yeah, I guess we was all like, I don't know. But other than that, we're good. Like I said, I got no problems. We could leave this in here, and we could just continue our way. You're not gonna see me in here ever again. I'm gonna follow the rules and do whatever I gotta do. Yeah, and I also want to apologize to Batty for any type of way, and to all you guys as well for any miscommunications we had, and for me coming at you guys any type of way. Other than that, we're good. Thank you guys. Have a great day. See you outside.
You too.
You too, sir.
That's crazy, y'all. We ain't gonna rep him for that.
I mean, I would have classed that as Army 1 there. To be honest, like when he turned around and said, "Oh, the thing about you is you fucking speak too much," or something like that. That's why I jumped in straight away.
Taylor said it in the gen chat that she was gonna rep him.
Got hiring event.
No, we don't have hiring event. We have Delta.
It's
Shit, it's
Monday.
Monday, and my bad.
Honestly, we should have done it right there because he was already a little bit heated, so we could see what he really like once we did it. And then he could have or could have not repped himself out.
I obviously I believe he does deserve the rep. I also, like George said, Army 1 for the way he was speaking. I don't know if that's deserving of a second rep, because clearly the main reason he's getting a rep was the first situation.
The other thing is, though, you haven't got it on screen recording of putting them in a position. And trust me, once you get people removed from the army or you demote someone, it's not just a click of a finger job. If they open a blue ticket up against you, you have to fight black and blue. And trust me, the evidence needs to be crystal clear. And he could probably kind of get away with it to the point where he could say, "Well, I'm new." You know what I mean? even though that it would still be classed as insubordination. But yeah, I believe the first one of fair dues if you've got a screen recording of giving him a position, but yeah, him moving position, it happens throughout all the raids anyway. So me personally, and this is me just being me, I think that he doesn't deserve a rep. It's more teaching him of where to be in raids. But I do believe the way he spoke there, that would be classified as our rep. I wouldn't say completely dismiss him because he will open that blue ticket up, as he more or less said. And trust me, it would need to be crystal clear as well. But like I said, Army 1, I mean, yeah, you could probably dismiss him for Army 1, but yeah, I feel like it was a bit apologetic more to the end and all that.
No, I'm not sure if you guys playing to me.
So basically, it's disrespectful towards colleagues, Theodore. So the reason why we're only giving you a rep and or a dismissal is because I believe you were apologetic more at the end, but it was the way that obviously I did point out during the meeting, the way that you came forward and more or less attacked with disrespectful attitude towards Baddy. So that's what we thought. We'll give you a rep. So a rep stays on you for 1 week, and then it does get removed